The Shivmogga Zoo has an area of about 195 hectares, and we have around 30 plus odd species from reptiles, birds, mammals, herbivorous. I'm Amaraksha VM, Deputy Conservator of Forest and Executive Director of the zoo. Zoo as an institute, I feel it's an opportunity for an officer to bring in the various themes of zoo for the public. One would be conservation education, and another segment would be about the conservation breeding of the endangered species, and for understanding the wildlife veterinarian aspect is also very important. And zoo as an institution gets a lot of opportunity to work in this area. So this zoo, if I talk about a brief history of this zoo, the foundation of this tiger and lion safari was laid in 1984, and in 1988 it got inaugurated. And later on, when CZA came into picture in 1990s, the municipal zoo in Shivmogga was de-recognized. So as a result of which, the animals were given to tiger and lion safari, and that was the genesis of this zoo. From there on, I would say the zoo management and its evolution has taken a very long leap, because the kind of enclosure design or the exhibit design which is being seen in the present zoo is really magnificent, and it is all as per the CZA norms, and the housing for the animals are designed as per the CZA norms, so that the physical and the psychological needs of the animal is taken care, and the animal welfare factor is the prime important factor in running of the zoo, because when the animals physical and ecological developments are taken in place, they exhibit their natural instinct, and that becomes a very important medium to educate the public regarding how actually this magnificent wildlife stay in the wild. So as a zoo manager, like another important segment of interest would be really working on the exhibit design, that is called as enrichment. For an example, if you have a dryland species like a blackbuck, the entire area need to be very clean, it need to be dry, and even in the monsoon also you should be giving it a space for resting in a dry area. And if you consider some dry species like hyena, you need to prepare a very attractive den for it, for resting as well as for captive breeding. So these are the necessary elements which the zoo manager needs to think in whenever he develops a very huge enclosure for the animals. Like the quantum of time these visitors stay in the zoo is around 1.5 to 2 hours. So we get a huge amount of time from the public for conservation education. So that is one of the important element which zoo need to tap in, and we are actually working very hard in that segment. And our larger zoos in Karnataka, Banirghata and Mysore Zoo, has been always a helping hand for us in terms of the animal collection plan, what we have, and the support they extend in terms of the technical inputs or the necessary management skill which need to be imparted to the establishing zoo. The Mysore Zoo and the Banirghata Zoo are really helping us a lot in taking Shivmogga Zoo forward. And we have a safari zone, like which houses the 4 safari zone: the herbivorous safari zone, the gore safari zone, the tiger safari zone, and the lion safari zone, so that the city dwellers can have an opportunity of experiencing safari inside a jungle. Because if you really want to have a safari inside any national park or tiger reserve, it is going to really cost you much. And if you really want to have a good encounter of tigers, lions, and as well as herbivorous, our safari is one of the ideal place. and we have 4 bears. I feel for me, the naughtiness of the bear always catch my attention whenever I take rounds inside the zoo. We have a collection of hyenas, we have a collection of jackals, and some of the animals from northern India also. So because the southern India or the Shivmogga or the surrounding areas cannot have an opportunity to see other animals of our country. So as a norms of CZA, we should be having around 10% of the animals which represent nation. So in the terms, we have nilgai, hog deer, which is not available in Karnataka, and majority of the animals which is housed inside the zoo are found in the nearby forest itself. Like the 60% of the species need to be of around the surrounding or the local forest itself. So that brings about more connection with the people, because if you have more of exotic species like zebra, giraffe or something, maybe like the animals would be really attractive to watch, but the element of conservation education is lost. So if you don't show them the barking deer, which is very rare to spot in the forest, we'll be losing that element of nature education. So that's the reason we have a norm of around 60% need to be of the local area itself.
ಝೂಗಳು ಮನುಷ್ಯರಿಗೆ ಅಂದರೆ ನಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲ ಈ ಸಮಾಜಕ್ಕೆ ಯಾಕೆ ಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋದಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, ಮುಖ್ಯವಾಗಿ ಈ ಝೂಗೆ ಜನ ಬರ್ತಾರೆ ಯಾಕೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದಾಗ, ಹಿರಿಯವರು ಅವರ ಒಂದು ಇಚ್ಛೆಯಿಂದ ಬರ್ತಾರೆ ಹೌದು, ಆದರೆ ಅದರ ಹಿಂದ್ಗಡೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಚಿಕ್ಕ ಮಕ್ಕಳಿರ್ತಾರೆ, ಅವರಿಗೆ ಈ ಪ್ರಾಣಿಗಳನ್ನು ತಿಳ್ಕೊಳ್ಬೇಕಂತ ಭಾಳಷ್ಟು ಆಸಕ್ತಿ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಯಾರಿಗೂ ಒಂದು ವೈಲ್ಡ್ ಲೈಫ್ ಏರಿಯಾಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗಿ ಅಥವಾ ನಮ್ಮ ರೆಗ್ಯುಲರ್ ಏರಿಯಾಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗಿ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರಾಣಿಗಳನ್ನು ನೋಡುವಂಥ ಅವಕಾಶ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಯಾಕಂದರೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ರಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ಟೆಡ್ ಏರಿಯಾ, ಯಾರೂ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗೋಕ್ಕೆ ಅವಕಾಶಗಳಿರಲ್ಲ. ಈ ಝೂಗಳು ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದಲೇ ಅವರು ಮಕ್ಕಳು ಸಹ ಅಥವಾ ಹಿರಿಯರಿಗೂ ಸಹ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರಾಣಿಗಳನ್ನು ಬಂದು ನೋಡ್ಬೋದು. ಅವು ಯಾವ ಥರ ಬಿಹೇವಿಯರ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ, ಅವುಗಳು ಯಾವ ಥರ ಅಂದರೆ ಧ್ವನಿ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ, ಇವನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಬೋದು. ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದರೆ ನಾವು ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಪುಸ್ತಕದಲ್ಲಿ ಇದನ್ನು ತಿಳ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋಕ್ಕೆ ಓದ್ಬೋದು, ಬಟ್ ಅದನ್ನು ನಾವು ನೋಡಿದಾಗಲೇ ಅದನ್ನು ಹೆಚ್ಚಿನ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಆ ಕಾರಣದಿಂದ ಈ ಝೂಗಳು ಬೇಕಾಗತ್ತೆ. ಮತ್ತು ಝೂಗಳು ಏನು ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದರೆ, ಕನ್ಸರ್ವೇಷನ್ ಬ್ರೀಡಿಂಗ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ಯಾವುದಾದ್ರೂ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಾಣಿಯನ್ನು ನಾವು ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ತಗೊಂಡು, ಇಲ್ಲಿನ ಉದಾಹರಣೆಗೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಪಶ್ಚಿಮ ಘಟ್ಟದಲ್ಲಿ ಹಲವಾರು ಪ್ರಾಣಿಗಳಿದೆ. ಉದಾಹರಣೆಗೆ ಲಯನ್ ಟೇಲ್ ಮೆಕಾಕ್ ಇದೆ. ಆ ಪ್ರಾಣಿಗಳ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನಾವು ಹೆಚ್ಚಿನ ಒಂದು ಅವು ಹೇಗೆ ಪ್ರಕೃತಿ ಜೊತೆ ಹೊಂದಾಣಿಕೆ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡಿದೆ, ಅದನ್ನು ಅಳಿವಿನ ಅಂಚಿನಲ್ಲಿರುವುದನ್ನು ನಾವು ಮುಂದಿನ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಅವ್ರನ್ನ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಝೂಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಅದನ್ನು ಹೆಚ್ಚಿನ ಬ್ರೀಡಿಂಗಿಗೆ, ಸಂತಾನೋತ್ಪತ್ತಿಗಾಗಿ ಅವಕಾಶಗಳನ್ನು ಮಾಡಿಕೊಟ್ಟಾಗ ಈ ಝೂಗಳ ಕಾರಣದಿಂದಾಗಿ ಅವು ಮುಂದಿನ ಅಂದರೆ ಹೆಚ್ಚಿನ ಮರಿಗಳು ಇರ್ತವೆ, ಮರಿಗಳು ಬರ್ತವೆ. ಅವುಗಳನ್ನ ನಾವು ನಂತರ ಕಾಡಿಗೆ ಬಿಡ್ಬೋದು. ಈ ಥರ ಪ್ರಕೃತಿಯೊಂದಿಗೆ ಮನುಷ್ಯನ ಏನು ಒಂದು ಸಂಬಂಧ ಇದೆ ಅದನ್ನು ನಾವು ಮುಂದುವರ್ಸ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗ್ಬೋದು. ಪ್ರಕೃತಿ ಇಲ್ಲದೆ ನಾವು ಬದುಕಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ನಾನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ.
As a zoo veterinarian, my main goal is to ensure the balanced diet to all the animals in the zoo, and we need to, and even we need to look after the home designs. It should mimic the natural habitat, and it's a bit quite challenging job as well. They don't tell about their diseases, their pain, so we need to understand what they are undergoing pains. We need to deal with a wide variety of species ranging from big cats to lesser primates and even reptiles, primitive reptiles. So all of our gores were affected with infectious keratoconjunctivitis. So all of them were affected by temporary blindness. So they didn't have vision for nearly 60 days. It was very challenging to deliver the drug also. They don't take the feed, they don't take the drug along with the feed, so they are very sensitive. And if you want to dot the syringes, so it takes us 10 dots for each animal since they have huge body weight. So somehow I managed to deliver the drug through feed in the form of powders, antibiotic powders. They got recovered, they gained their vision back. Treating an ailing animal is just like treating a kid. So kids also do not speak. These innocent souls do not. They also do not speak. So when the animal gets cured or when they get rehabilitated back to their wild, so it gives me immense pleasure actually. So that's what keeps us motivated, and it gives us energy. So that's how we are continuing to work around the clock. So that's what we are doing at Tiger and Lion Safari Shivmogga.